Hey guys, John from Los Angeles here with the Alpha Channel update for May 7th, 2024. I got some good art to show today. I did some good inking last night. I've been showing you guys some penciled stuff, inking last night and this afternoon. So this one turned out okay. I'm going to come around back here because lately it hasn't been working out if I don't. So that's Summer. She's not so bad. She's not fully inked. That, I haven't decided on a name for their companion yet. That's Summer's little brother, Jesse. So that's those two. Got a couple more for you. Let me see if I have a blank piece of paper here. I don't. Okay. I just hope this isn't too see-through. I showed this yesterday, but today, his hair's a little crazy. That is Warren. I was just listening to Warren, and Warren's modeled on Warren Ballow of War Strike. He's on with Eric Stryker, aka Joe Jordan, right now. I love those guys. They're on Rumble. They're talking about politics, which we're going to talk about a little bit today too. But first, I want to give you these guys. These are some of the skateboarders in the comic. Is that focusing on there? This is pretty heavy, so there's a drawing board. So yeah, so the art's going good. The art is going good. Honestly, a week ago I wouldn't have been capable of that. I haven't been drawing for almost 5 years, at least not regularly. I've been sketching off and on when I get bored. I did a series of storyboards for Something is Killing the Children back in like 2020. I spent a lot of 2021 or maybe 2022 illustrating a poem for a friend of mine, but it was digital and it was really bad. Drawing the storyboards, I wanted to do a short film for Something is Killing the Children. I got one of the bandanas. I don't know where it is. I'll show that in the next couple days. I have bandana, an Erica Slaughter bandana. Nobody else has that. I sold so many of those books, man. James Tynan, Werner Deladera. You guys paid my rent so many times. I love you guys. I hated being a comic book speculator. I had a small car's worth of comic books in the garage, 90s X-Men, Punisher, Conan. I still have a lot of Conans. I had to sell all that stuff. This is a St. George. Check this out. When it comes to art, it's hard to beat Eastern European icons, isn't it? I think that's a little in the shade, so I'm going to come over here. Wow. Look at that. Is that not like the sickest thing you've ever seen? So I have an idea for postcard games. I'll talk about that later, but I wanted to mention it with this. Oh, this is my moose. I kind of went all out on the stickers with this. It was one of my first boards. I never really wrote it, but made Marion right here, Electra. Oh no, that's a Scarlet Witch. Electra's over here. That was like a $10 sticker and I had to buy it twice. Glow in the dark, skull, independent. Yeah. Jolly Roger underneath the wheel. That is almost like the Carrick crest. It's very similar to the Carrick crest. An angel. It's just all kinds of... Dude, skating is so awesome. Oh, the Irish harp. Can you see that? The Irish harp. Mary. SPQR. Senatus Publicus K Romani. Skating is so awesome, you guys. If I had started skating when I was a kid, I never would have done anything else. I wouldn't have finished high school. I would have come out here and tried to be best friends with Jamie Thomas and never would have joined the Marine Corps. I would have abandoned my whole family. My family would still say I abandoned them, but I didn't. I've been doing everything I'm doing for them. I'm from a big family. I'm the oldest of 14 kids. So I took a big risk by trying this stuff. It hasn't worked out. They've all done much better than I have. This is Ray Aniyama. A lot of you know who Ray is. I think I've had this for, God, forever. I really want to get a Hookups or a Jamie Klein Industries Ray board. I don't have one yet. They're not pricey. They're like $100. I'll get one sooner or later. Okay, so she's back in her spot. I'm falling down. This is a hoodie with the Iron Cross. We're going to talk about this a little bit today and why this is such a problem for the entire world right now. Why the whole world is on fire. Okay, so I've shown you the art. We've done the update. I've done a little bit of show and tell with fancy stuff. give you this one more time and hold it nice and still, just because it's so awesome. Is that not like the most incredible thing? My hands are shaking because I'm a little nervous about what I'm going to talk about today. I want to talk about the cold civil war that we are engaged in on a global scale. Every nation in the world is at war with one group right now who is trying to dominate all of us. I believe they seized control of the United States in the 1960s when they killed JFK, when they pushed the Hart-Celler Act through JFK's brother. Just fucking despicable. They're responsible for the USS Liberty attack. I've got a whole list. I've got a short list. I've got a much longer list in the computer. But Hart-Celler, affirmative action, 9/11, the SAT test scandal, COVID, the COVID vaccines, Ukraine, all the food plant fires we've had in the last few years, Gaza, Iran, everything is these people's fault. They're trying to do Jacob and Esau on everyone in the entire world. They feel they're entitled, they feel they are chosen, and they're not. I am promoting boycott, divest, and sanction of these people. They are into, what's the right word? I have this word right here. This one's important. Guilt by association. They have painted all of us as white supremacists. I don't have any enemies. My enemies have me. My enemies have declared me a traitor to my own country. They've seized control of my country. These people are insane, and the world is going to deal with them. I don't have to. Here's the interesting thing that I recently discovered. You have art, business, and war. Art trumps war. No, that's wrong. War trumps art. Easily, warriors can kill artists. But business trumps war because war can't work without business, and art trumps business because artists make the only things that are really worth buying. Let me say that again. Artists make the only things that are really worth buying. It's that simple. I'm a former warrior, now an artist, not much of a businessman. I will not be tyrannized by businessmen. Absolutely not. I'm able to do it myself. So I don't need you, you need me, and you've already declared me an enemy in my home country. You've flooded Europe with enemies to the people who are the natural inheritors of that land. It's not going to work out for you. You guys are in a really bad spot. This is what I wanted to talk about. I may have to skip back and move this piece back into the front. What we have going on in this cold civil war, America, all of Europe, Asia, the entire Middle East. The Middle East is in real war, but America's in a cold civil war. There are factions in America, tribal factions, ethnic factions. One ethnicity declares itself to be a religion and an ethnicity at the same time, and that way they try to dodge out of things, but they're the people responsible, and they know who they are. I know who you are, you know who you are. My shirt says everything I need to say, but what we really have is a case of the Earth Tone Coalition versus the Forces of Brightness. Everyone knows, not everyone knows, everyone can Google the name Magnus Hirschfeld and find out what the book burnings in 1939 were really about. It's the same problems we're having today. None of this is going to work. It never does. But what we have, this was coined by Neil Stephenson in his book Reamdy, which is a misspelling of read me. And it developed in his fictional video game universe, where some members dressed their avatars in camouflage. They were the Earth Tone Coalition, kind of like what I'm wearing, green and tan, Sierra Brown. I dress in earth tones. Some people dress in hot pinks, like on my logo. That's good for a logo, it's not good for a t-shirt. It's good for a skateboard, it's not good for a hat. You know, you gotta have what kids are calling these days Riz and drip. It's either natural or it's not. You can study it, but it's hard to study cool. This is what I really want to talk about. This is the most important thing. And I can't believe I missed it in here. It's right here, it's right on top. You can be who you want to be, or you can have what you want to have. Not necessarily both. Because if you're going to be who you want to be, you have to accept the consequences. You have to accept whatever salary comes with that, whatever you can make out of it. Being who you want to be is one way to live. Another way to live is to accept that the world is the way it is and that you want to have things. And getting those things will require that you change who you are. It's just that simple. It's absolutely that simple. Even being who you want to be requires changing who you are. I mean, at the very nature of it, but it's a different direction. It's a different goal. Wanting to have things means being willing to completely remake yourself in order to be to be the corporate guy. I was the corporate guy for the first 20 years of my career. Short hair. My hair was never this long. This is the first time my hair's ever been this long, and it's the first time I've grown it out from like a military Julius Caesar style haircut. I rarely had it longer than that. In art school for a little while, the kids called me Jim Morrison, but it never was even close to this. So yeah, you can be who you want to be, or you can have what you want to have. If you want to have at the highest level, you need to conform. Those people are absolutely, suit and tie wearing folks. You are changing who you are to get what you get. If you want to be a skater, you want to be an artist or a warrior, you take the salary that comes with that career choice. You get what you get. Sometimes you can have both. There are artists who make it huge, but they do that by not compromising their art and never doing it for the money. The audience can see the difference. The audience can tell if you're changing, if you're inauthentic, if you're not genuine, if you're changing what you will say for the money. The audience can see that, and that's why I'm not afraid to call out my racial enemies. They're my enemies. I'm not their enemy. They're my enemies. They chose me as an enemy. I didn't choose them. I'm doing my thing. I'm an artist and a skateboarder. I don't care. I have nothing to do with you. Like Ayn Rand's The Fountainhead. Elias Toohey, I don't think about you at all. That's the biggest problem these people have, is we don't need them. No one needs them. All of society doesn't need them. They're like the bramble in the Alan Watts story about the forest. So God went out to the garden, which is really a forest, and he was looking for someone to manage it, for someone to run it. This is before he created Adam. And so he asked all the plants of the forest. He went to the mighty oak and said, "Hey, I need someone to run the forest. Could you do it for me?" And the oak said, "My lord, I'd love to, but I'm too busy shading all the other plants." Maybe Mother Nature's a better allegory for this story. Mother Nature went to the oak and said, "Mighty oak, would you like to run the forest?" "Mother Nature, I can't. I'm too busy shading all the other plants." She went to all the strawberry plants were too small and too delicate. The fern, "I just want to stay here in the shade, in the lee of the mountain." Finally, she went to the bramble. And the bramble said, "Sure, I'm not really doing anything. I'll take over." And that's who's running the world today, the bramble. They're no good in sports. They own the sports teams. They can't play. This is the first time in history they've fielded their own army, and it's not their army, it's our army. We're paying for it, $1 million a day. These people are nothing. These people do not exist. In the words of Aeon Flux, you do not exist. It's that simple. It's that simple. No one needs you. So Jacob versus Esau, it's not going to work out for you. The protocols are real. Everybody knows it. I have 2 quotes for you today. One from Jack the Ripper, written on the wall. "You are not the ones who will be blamed for nothing." And the other one is from your words, from the Blues Brothers. The scene on the bridge. Go watch it. Go watch it, people. I don't need to say it. I gave you one. So this is where I'm at. This is who I am. I'm doing comic books about how to be friends with people. Not to be a tyrant, sic semper tyrannis. I love Julius Caesar. I think what happened to him was a travesty. He forgave all his friends who later stabbed him in the back. And that's a lot what's going on now. That, I believe the murder of Julius Caesar drove us into the Dark Ages like nothing else. Like nothing else. Here was a man who rewrote the calendar, right? He did everything right. He was controversial. He got into trouble, yeah. But he was the tall poppy. He got cut down for being a tall poppy. Too much ambition, right? Alexander walked into it, and he inherited it and had the ambition to see it through. Julius Caesar chased it, went out and made it happen. I want to run a studio. I'm certainly not going to run it in the current circumstances. I can't even get a job in the current circumstances, so I'm going to make my own studio. And you will be completely boycotted, divested, and sanctioned. You'll not be involved in any way. None of you will make any money from it. None of you will be involved. You'll never be invited to any parties. This is just what it is. This is just how things are. You know who you are. I know who you are. You hate me. I don't even care about you. I don't hate anybody. I don't have any enemies. My enemies had me. So that's where we're at. Modern savages. Cold Civil War. I wish everyone who sees this all the best. I have no animosity toward any individual on the planet. I want everyone to get along, sing Kumbaya. I love Patrice O'Neal and Cat Williams. I think they're some of the greatest prophets the world has ever seen. Not a lot else I can say. Do good art. Thanks, guys. Love you.